my topic is what is global warming. Glaciers are melting. Sea levels are rising. Forests are dying, and wildlife is trying to keep up. Global warming, also known as climate change, is the rise in Earth's average climate system and the effect that it has on everything on the Earth, as well as the Earth itself. I started watching global warming / climate change when I took AP Bio my 12th grade year of high school, and I've been watching it ever since. The points I will be discussing are greenhouse effects and the effects that global warming has on the Earth and the animals on it. The greenhouse effect, according to NASA.gov, is the warming that results when the atmosphere traps heat radiating from Earth towards space. So as you can see, at first, natural greenhouse effect, it has less re-emitted heat. And with more CO2, methane, and nitrous oxide, more heat is being trapped on Earth, which is making the Earth's average temperature rise, which is causing different changes on the Earth. The gases that contribute the most to greenhouse effect is water vapor, methane, nitrous oxide, and carbon dioxide. And with us emitting more of these gaseous emissions, carbon dioxide is one of the worst ones we are emitting because fossil fuels emit carbon dioxide into the air. And we use fossil fuels for almost anything we do, basically any electrical thing we do. Alright, according to worldwatch.org in 2010, global gas emissions from the agricultural sector totaled 4.7 billion tons of carbon dioxide, equivalent up to 13% over 1990. The agriculture is the third largest contributor to global emissions by sector, following the burning of fossil fuels for electricity and heat production, and also the burning of fossil fuels for transportation. So the burning of fossil fuels is the biggest contributor to the greenhouse effect. And if we don't eliminate these, or at least decrease these, climate change will not get any better. And now we are going to talk about the effects that temperature rise has on the Earth. Temperature rise will not be uniform across the world or over time. So just changing it by 1 degree can make growing seasons longer, which means we are using the soil longer and not letting it rest as often, which could deteriorate the use of the soil. The largest increase of growing season has occurred in the western United States. Droughts and heat waves are going to be more intense. As you can see in California, they've been in a drought for almost 2 to 3 years. And cold waves are going to be less intense everywhere. So as you can see in Antarctica, the ice caps are melting, which means it's not staying as cold for as long as it usually is. Global warming will also change the seasons. So precipitation will be one of the biggest things that change, since we are emitting the water vapor into the air. So as you can see with Hurricane Irma, Hurricane Florence, hurricanes are going to be more intense, and they're also going to be longer, and they're going to have more rain, which causes more flooding, and more flooding means more damage for the the neighborhoods, more damage to the crops, more damage to just about anything that is flooded in the area. In the next several decades, storm surges and high tide will combine with sea level rise and lead subsidences to further increase flooding in many regions. As I said before, flooding just basically destroys the environment that it conquers. Alright, in conclusion, all the effects of global warming do not just affect the humans that are on this earth, it also affects the animals. And according to nrdc.org, as land and sea undergo rapid changes, the animals that inhabit them are doomed to disappear. Global warming's main cause is CO2 emissions. If we do not decrease CO2 emissions, the global warming will get worse. According to nationalgeographic.com, this is a concern because it is changing the climate faster than some living things can adapt. And that is my speech for the day.